Hopefully you guys are having an amazing day. XRP is at around 38 cents, guys. It's crazy because XRP is pumping while Bitcoin is dumping. Isn't that fascinating, right? Decoupling perhaps, but I believe this is a price protection, guys, meaning a bigger dump is on the horizon. Now, why? I'm so excited, guys, because today we got confirmed by the Federal Reserve, basically by America, about when the collapse will take place, what's going to happen with these prices and whatnot, guys. So let's pay very close attention. And as well as from Mr. Poole. This is the craziest thing, guys. You guys ready? Watch. But next, before jumping to some financial advisor, some value only from Vincent Kennedy. What do we see right here, guys? A black swan, you say? Fascinating, right? Because this could be looming on the horizon. Why? We're going to be talking about it March 20th to the 23rd, perhaps. I'm not sure, guys. But be very wary, because look what just took place. Uncle Jerome Powell just nuked the market. Yes, you guys don't say. Guess why, guys? Because he had a speech today, and today we're going to be talking about how it connects with Mr. Poole and obviously XRP's price, Bitcoin's price, and the stocks or indices, right? And obviously the overall timeline of when the collapse and XRP moon will occur. And now, guys, there's another fun part of XRP in the XRP community. Now, this is quite interesting from Ashley. What do we see right here? Mr. Poole's new like. Now, this has to be one of the most important likes for Mr. Poole. Why? Because it foretells us of the timeline, and we basically got confirmed. Listen to this from the European Central Bank. Mr. Poole liked this tweet. Our goal is to tame inflation, and interest rate hikes are our main tool to achieve that. President Christine Lagarde tells Spain's Cento, we are making progress, but we still have work to do, right? So why, the strange question out there someone may ask, like you, is why would Mr. Poole like this tweet? It's because it's all about what, guys? The Federal Reserve and the central banks. Well, this is not the Fed, but as an example, the Fed is very important, and we'll talk about it because Jerome Powell just had a speech today about what? Taming inflation and their interest rate as well. Because the European Central Bank right here seems to be what? Hawkish, guys. Why? Check this out, right? And this isn't good for the markets. And I'm going to talk about the damn timeline. It's so simple, guys. How don't people see? And we don't even. Okay, watch this. Okay, will you raise interest rates by another 50 basis points at your March meeting? And then she replied, Christine Lagarde stated, it is very likely that we will raise interest rates by 50 basis points. That's very high, guys. Majority of people thought, I mean, I don't know about this European Central Bank, but for the Fed, a lot of people were thinking 25 basis points, right? But they're actually accelerating with these basis points, guys. This was a decision that was indicated at our last monetary policy meeting, and all the members have been seeing in recent days are confirming that this interest rate hike is very, very likely. You don't say, guys? We're talking about inflation, guys. If they truly wanted to bring inflation back down to their target, right, they could, but they choose not to for a specific reason, because the markets have to pump, guys, and it's about to, after the DXY finds its second top, right? It has its relief rally, which we'll talk about in just a second. But first, what is the time frame for deciding whether you will change pace and moderate the rate hikes? Perhaps at the meeting before the summer or at the end of the year. We are data dependent. Many governors are making suggestions or predictions and giving their opinion and personal analysis. As president of the ECB, I have to be forced on the decision making, which needs to take into account the data. But by the way, remember, she's the wise owl. So Mr. Poole liked this tweet, right? From the wise owl, and then the wise owl basically does what, guys? What is her role, right? The wise owl, the owl guides, and she's basically telling us what the timeline here is. Now, these include our macroeconomic projections, the latest figures, and the impact of our measures over time, and of course the views of all the governors and the governing council. What I'm certain about is that we will return to our 2% target in a timely manner. No, they won't, guys, and we will be able to resolute and determined in doing so, right? These people always kind of lie as well at the same time. Remember that. Now, just to note this, guys, when do I believe they're going to start cutting rates down? The Fed or the ECB, and then obviously start pausing, right? Or pause, then start cutting rates down. It has to happen soon, guys, because they can't go forever just raising these interest rates, right? By another whatever, how many points. So basically, they're going to dump the markets and come back in and switch their tune, which makes the markets pump and pump and pump. keep watching the video because we'll talk about it. And then it keeps talking about more things, guys. Look at that, 2024, right? About further rate hikes and whatnot. Now, this is very, very, very important right here, guys. So Jerome Powell had his speech today, right? Literally today. Fed's Powell sets the table for higher and possibly faster rate hikes, right? It's all about the damn Federal Reserve. And remember, the Federal Reserve is equivalent to what? The one world governed, right? A one government, basically, that controls everything else at that point in time, guys, right? So first listen to this, and I'm going to explain what this all means.
Although inflation has been moderating in recent months, the process of getting inflation back down to 2% has a long way to go and is likely to be bumpy. As I mentioned, the latest economic data have come in stronger than expected, which suggests that the ultimate level of interest rates is likely to be higher than previously anticipated. If the totality of the data were to indicate that faster tightening is warranted, we'd be prepared to increase the pace of rate hikes. Restoring price stability will likely require that we maintain a restrictive stance of monetary policy for some time. Restoring price stability is essential to set the stage for achieving maximum employment and stable prices over the longer run. The historical record cautions strongly against prematurely loosening policy. We will stay the course until the job is done.
Wow, guys, they're being very strict or hawkish at that point, right? For what? Table for higher and possibly faster rate hikes. You can't make any of this stuff up, guys, which is equivalent to what? Which will do what to the markets? Nuke it, right? The reason being is because literally we warned you guys of this possibility, folks. Actually, this was our main target or scenario. Why? The timeline is clear. We actually talked about this a long time ago. The target my target for the DXY was and still is 109, folks. This number right here, 109, which is what's the number of the Phoenix 91 reverse, right? If you go 106 right here, that was another target I had in mind as well. Right here, that's one, that's two, guys. So, and we don't even chart on this channel. How do we get things right? I don't understand it. Because we know the damn timeline. Do you see what's about to happen? Basically, when the DXY, I believe, when a DXY pumps to this, to these levels, guys, around 109-ish, that's the top, right? We already had the first big top that was back there. The second top, which will be this relief rally, guys, right? So if it pumps, this will be the actual final top, which then takes us to what? Down the DXY goes, and then cryptos pump from then on, right? Cryptos and stocks pump till 24, 25. Do we see the game? Do we see the game plan? You can't make any of this stuff up. By the way, we got the receipts. Number one, check this out from David Schwartz, because David Schwartz literally warned us of the DXY. Listen to this. This was from 2 to 3 weeks ago, guys. The world is going to literally die. From David Schwartz. Apparently, this is the logo on a laptop. Anyone ever heard of it or heard of DY? It's fascinating because it's flipped right on its head once again. Stop it! I don't get it, guys. Wow. So we got HP and then DY, right? If you just add a X in the middle, it's DXY, right? The Dixie. Now, this was about 10 days ago. Listen to this, guys. We got the receipts. Again, we don't even chart on this channel, but we get things right and right and right. So what does this tell us? One more thing is that we're about to have a black swan event, folks, which will dump and crash the stock market, right? At that time will be your last and final opportunity to buy before the collapse takes place, because these cryptos and stocks shall or should rally till the year 2024 and 2025, and it's going to be very, 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 very explosive. Why? Because that's the final rally to the 100-year cycle, guys, right? The ritual is completed, plus at that point in time the rug will be pulled like no tomorrow. People will not see it coming. Everyone will be caught off guard. Listen to this right here. We got the receipts, folks. Could this finally be having its relief rally? Now, my targets were from before, many months ago, guys, 106 to 109. Why? Because we know that's the number of the Phoenix, and they love, we know that the charts are manipulated, right? So if they do want to succeed with their rituals, then we will know which number it will top out at, right? Now, the crazy part is we don't even chart on this channel, but we're getting things right again and again and again, right? Possibly we're going to cool off. I mean, the DXY is a crazy chart because it could just keep pumping, guys, right? With many bearish divergences. It's a crazy chart, honestly. Now, one more thing, guys. It seems like we're getting very close to what? To stocks and cryptocurrencies finally having that pump moment, right? Before the collapse takes place, right? Finally, when this has its relief rally and whatnot. Now, the reason why we're talking about the macroeconomic situation is because I will not be here when XRP finally pumps or starts to moon, right? Exactly, guys. I will probably not be in the XRP community when XRP starts to pump here very shortly, right? Or soon and whatnot. This is why we talk about the macro situation, so you guys are prepared and know the timeline, so you guys don't get tricked and fooled, guys, right? And know what's happening at that point in time. This was posted on my second channel, Crypt Talks, on December 22, 2022. Check this out, guys. Probably the bottom will be at 93 or so. I don't know about the bottom, guys. That's very hard to... It's basically impossible to really know the top and the bottom, but guess what? We did kind of figure out the top. I did hear some people talk about how the XY probably has to go back up here, and then that'll be the top, right? Possibly a double top and whatnot. Again, now do you see what's about to happen? The timeline is clear, guys. They're going to crash the market here very shortly. Guess what? I think that's I'm going to buy as much as I can, right? I'm already all in. So, but I do have a little bit of cash just in case of a black swan event, or obviously these people, the damn Fed dumps the markets, guys, right? And that's, I think, going to be the last time. I'm just waiting for the DXY to finally reach a certain price, right? And then let the show get on the road. Before we talk about this, I wanted to point out this right here. This is very important because this just confirmed to us the collapse. Look at this. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the only way out is for Congress to raise the debt ceiling. You don't say that they're trying to delay. When was it? June, if I'm not mistaken. Fire up the printers. You can't make this stuff up. We just got confirmed, folks, right? Of course. They're going to raise it because if they don't, the system would collapse today, right? Or at June. That was a time frame, if I'm not mistaken, guys. And they're going to literally raise it. Of course they have to, right? Which tells us one thing. The markets will pump, guys, until we see the damn collapse in a few years time frame, right? Maximum. Check this out.
But at the end of the day, there's only one solution to this problem, and that is Congress. Whatever else may happen will happen, but Congress really needs to raise the debt ceiling. That's the only way out in a timely way that allows us to pay all of our bills when and as due. And if we fail to do so, I think that the consequences are hard to estimate, but they could be extraordinarily adverse, and could do long-standing harm.
Long-standing harm, because when the debt ceiling collapses, folks, be prepared, because that's literally the implosion of the current financial system, and that's when they bring in the new one, folks, right? Remember, money, when this event takes place, right, the finale, money will not die and go to money heaven. It has to transfer to a different place, guys. Where is it going to be? In my humble opinion, the crypto sphere or the cryptocurrency market, especially into XRP, and that's where we have that overnight flip of the switch moment. Do you guys see what the timeline is so clear? How don't people see? He's giving the exact same speech he gave a year ago, word for word, right? This is why they don't care about you guys.
Good afternoon. It's nice to see everyone in person for the first time in a couple of years. Message directly to the American people. We at the Fed understand the hardship that high inflation is causing. My colleagues and I, we understand the hardship. We're strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so.
Again, right? They're moving expeditiously, guys. No, they're not. I mean, this is the craziest thing. I just can't believe it, right? We got confirmed by the One World Gov. You guys already know. The head of the puppet, guys. These people are just merely puppets, right? To push the agenda for whatever the above people, the higher ups wants. So at the end of the day, guys, this definitely isn't financial advice, but this is just my belief of what I see will take place in the future, right? It's so simple, it's so clear and clean. Literally, Mr. Poole is warning us of what's about to happen, right? So never forget, this definitely isn't financial advice, guys. Let's be prepared. Not financial advice and not financial advice. But anyways, that's all, guys. See ya.